here with Johanna Ramos, who is, we've met a couple of times, and she's got some good challenges that she's trying to wrestle with now. So, so Johanna has been enrolled in St. Andre's CNA program, and that starts when?
It started just a week ago.
So you got the textbook and everything?
Yes.
Okay. And how's that going with the English textbook?
It was really awesome. It's the teacher is a pretty easygoing, so the material, the textbooks is very, it's very easy to read and to learn.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Do you envision needing any sort of translation dictionary or anything like that are tools that are helping you if you get stuck on anything?
Yeah, of course, for sure.
Yeah.
Because how I am, the English is my second language. Sometimes when it is really a career that you can find so much medical terms.
Mm-hmm.
So I just have to to confirm, because when you are reading, you really know what about they are talking, and it's very easy.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I'm glad you're finding it easy because it's one weekend.
Yeah, it's a really just a week.
Okay.
It is not really easy at all because you have all your stuff.
Right.
But it's a good challenge now because it's not my career, but how I like to try people. All my family, almost all my family, they are in the doctor career.
Right.
So it's very easy for me to identify things, part of the body.
So that your mother being a physician and your family being in the medical industry, you're able to draw on that knowledge kind of from being exposed to it before?
Yes, of course. Yeah, my mother is a physician, and she's a psychologist too. My brother is a physician too. My other brother is a dentist. It's very, we have very familiar things about a doctor. But in the college you have many practices there. But when you are in the college, you say it doesn't matter because it's not what I'm going to study. So, but now I say, okay, I have to do before. I had to do it before, but
So, how's it feeling the first weekend?
Nervous. I had my stomach with like many snake there, was running every time. Because you feel nervous. I had so much time that it was in the college, and it's a challenge. You have people that they are younger than you, that they are studying, and saying, okay, but you feel awesome because when a new country where you move, you have people like you, like my teacher Doris, that they introduced me to the new words, to new things, new opportunity, that you guys were with me every time there. So I feel like I have my family, my own family here, and it's very, you don't know, guys, how the people feel when you trying to find a way to help them, and that's it,
Yeah. When you're talking about the way that people feel, are you talking about the patients, or are you talking about you being in a new place?
It's like a new place.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. I just wanted to clarify that, make sure. Okay. Do you anticipate are there any things that you're worried about?
Not really.
No?
Not really. It's like you say, you make me confident. I'm there, and I am just concentrating what I need to learn, because you want to do your best.
Okay.
You want to do the best because you want to bring the best, and give the resident the best too.
Okay. How are you managing the children and studying and getting to and from work? How's that going?
Oh, well, how I told you, it's a big challenge because your children. Well, I have in a bunch because my children, they are taking classes in the morning, in the intermediate, in the primary school, and then you guys at school bring me the opportunity to have an after school, and they are having classes until 5. So
St. Joseph's until 5.
yes.
Yeah, okay.
And then, for example, my husband, he stay with my baby.
The baby who's 5 months old.
Yes, yeah, it's a good challenge for him because he work at 9, so he choose to rest during the day.
Yeah.
But we have to sacrifice each other because we want to bring them a good future.
Right.
So
he's supposed to be sleeping because he's been up all night, and
yes.
he's taking care of the baby who sleeps some. But
yeah.
So as you think about maybe this is the first week on the job or in the program. Are there any resources that you can think of, or sort of have you guys talked about longer term solutions for childcare or timing?
Not really, not really. Because sometimes, for example, the teacher always asks me because sometimes she just is looking at me like, what is happening with your eyes? Say, don't ask me about my eyes because my baby's sleeping, so he's not sleeping very well. So.
Oh. So you mean you were kind of getting droopy?
Yes, because sometimes she said you have to sleep, but we never talk about nursing care and to do the baby's care and stuff like that. But she really know that we are sacrificing, and my husband, he doesn't want that we take the baby and send to the nursery because he said that he's very small. He doesn't know how to speak what he's feeling. He said we can sacrifice you for a little bit.
Do you have any other resources in the neighborhood or neighbors, or what happens if? Do you have anybody else you can rely on for a little bit for the kids?
No.
Okay. Would it feel good to have some support people that if you needed help, you would?
Yeah, in my case, I really would love, It's just my husband, he's very jealous with his baby. So, because he insists, sometimes the people, the person who is, trying to care of the baby, they feel desperate, so I don't want that nobody touch my baby. He's very jealous about that, all that stuff.
So, and then the other 2 children are at school until
5.
Until 5.
Yeah.
Okay, because they have daycare after.
Yes, they have a class, classes. It's kind of learning plus enjoying, teaching science to the children, a little math, a little engineering.
Right. Okay. So that was, I know you talked about childcare and juggling family, and then we also have this opportunity to take on additional employment with Atlantic Heights. And you were explaining to me yesterday on the phone that he checked your references and and you need to go in and fill out the paperwork. But you also recently learned that you have to make a commitment to St. Andre's for a year after your training is completed, right?
Exactly. Yeah, because this is a try. They ask you after you finish your course that to ask at least 1 year with them. And that is awesome. Whatever, I feel great because that is awesome. Because usually when you finish your career, your course, whatever you do, and usually the people, they don't want to, to give you a job because they said, okay, you don't have enough experience, about the area. So you are starting, and sometimes, they gave you the employee, but the job, but it's not the same because they said, I'm going to give you a low salary because you don't have enough experience. And in my case, I would love to go for the registered nurse. So In that case, it's awesome for me because you can make your, if you're working in your area,
Yeah.
and
It's easier.
and you have your certification,
Yeah.
is easier and take less time
Okay.
to make the career.
So, do they pay you while you're at school? Or they're just paying for your education and you're not earning any money?
No, we are not earning
Okay.
any. They are paying for it.
So, when we first met, you were talking about how you needed to have some income to supplement. So, are you still feeling like you need to have a second, like in addition to St. Andre's, you need a job?
Yeah, of course, because
do.
it's very hard for me because, for example, my husband, and he has a good salary, but they discount the insurance, they discount, he
Yeah,
has
they
to pay
take out,
cars, he
yeah.
has to pay a lot of stuff. That when you have when you are the month is ending, you say, okay, I need more money because it isn't enough,
Right.
for my family. That is why I need to have about hour for work where I can help him too.
So on those 2 days off that you don't have to go, you go to St. Andre's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right?
No.
No, is it 5 days now?
No.
What's the schedule for school?
The schedule, I just going to San Andres Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah,
Exactly.
okay. So that would leave you, we talked about working at Atlantic Heights in food service, which is a nursing home, so it would be in a similar industry to where you're going to be in terms of long-term care, but it's not nursing.
Yeah, it's not nursing because you know that when you're working in a place like that, so you need a certification because they have to take care, about their resident.
Yeah.
So they said, okay, we can bring you now, up in that career.
Mm-hmm.
We have to wait until you finish and get your state certification,
Right.
and then, but in the while you can work in diet.
Okay, yeah.
You know.
So how are you feeling about working those days you proposed to Mr. Standen? Are you still wanting to do that? You still want to work on Monday and Friday or pick up shifts on the weekends?
Yeah, I would love, you know why? Because in more than I would I don't feel like I am doing something that is going to bother me, because in the area, while you are working there, you are watching about everything is happening there. You are learning about the you learn about the buildings.
Yeah.
You start to see how everything is happening there.
So you get a sense of what it's like to be in an assisted care facility, and you get to practice your English, and you get to practice interfacing with, not that you need to practice interfacing with people. But so I guess my concern, and I know your concern was, if you tell this employer you're going to take this job until St. Andre's course is done, you didn't want to lead him on and say, I'm going to quit in 2 months.
This is really what, it's now it's hard for me because I have to decide.
Yeah.
I need to be honest with him, that in San Andres they prefer that I stay there, and it's good for me too, because it makes sense.
Sure.
I can take a job now and then 2 months later or 3 months later say, okay, I need to leave because it's not professional. But when I started the course, I think that they were talking about just to work just 3 days a week, like I don't take in the course.
Right.
But the teacher said, no, you are going to work full time here.
You didn't realize it was going to be a full-time
and she said,
commitment.
why you don't ask here if they, say, well, I didn't have the option before.
Yeah.
So now you are telling me, and if I have the opportunity to stay here, okay.
So how do you think you want to handle that with Mr. Standen at Atlantic Heights?
It's very hard for me because I never had this situation before, but I think the best way to say him is to be honest. It's not easy, very easy, because he's the kind of person that he's always busy. You don't have almost time to say, okay, I need an appointment with you because I need to talk with you. Because, you are not the first option for him.
Right.
He said, no, but maybe he's going to tell you, no, tell me by phone. It's okay. for me, it's not professional to talk with by phone, but I have to tell him.
Right. And getting over there is hard too because you don't have a driver's license, so you can't just drive over.
Exactly, and it's more complicated. This is it was another option that the teacher was telling me. She said you don't have your driver's license yet, so it's more complicated for you.
Yeah.
In fact, San Andres is closest to me than that.
Than going over the bridge into Silica.
Exactly.
So, how can I help you in terms of resolving this situation with Atlantic Heights?
You always have the exactly word. No, like always, you always gave me good, good how do you say that word in English? Give me the words.
Advice?
Guidance.
Yeah, guidance.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
The guidance for do the exactly things to do, and that's my question. So I said, okay, Tracy is the person. He can tell me what I really need to say him.
So are you wanting to sort of figure out the exact words?
Exactly.
Okay.
Because
So,
it's not. I don't know. I moved from another country with different cultures.
okay.
So you always gave me the good words. You always guide
Met
me
you
for
twice, so I think that she thinks that always do that. It's great.
Yeah, it's
But-
great. Yeah, and of course you were born here. You belong to the community. You know how I have to.
Okay.
The exactly
So,
word I have to use.
Do you want to
for-
practice, like pretend I'm him and what you're going to say?
Oh yeah.
Or is that helpful? Or do you know what you want to say and you just want to tell me?
I don't know. I don't really know what to say. Maybe when I take the phone, say,
Okay.
oh, I don't, and you want to say something, and you feel like, oh my God.
Well, we could try it if you want.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so Mr. Stan, hello.
Hello, Miss Tandem. How are you?
I'm well, Johanna. We're looking forward to having you start next week.
I really know. I'm so sorry. I just was figure out how to tell you because I am very sorry that I can stay with you because I am taking my CNA classes. I have a commitment with them, and I don't know. I didn't know that it was full time, and I don't want to take the job. I really appreciate that you are giving me the opportunity to stay with you, but I can't do it because I don't want to take the job now and then two months later say I can stay with you and I have to leave because this is not professional.
So you would have to you could work for a short time, but by what time would you have to leave in terms of
It's like
2 months?
It's like a 2 months, so
Okay.
it's not fair for you.
Okay.
That I know that you need a person that you told me that you don't want to offer my job for another person, and I really appreciate, and that is why it's hard for me now to call you and tell you about that I can't stay with you.
So, and you haven't started yet.
Not yet.
Is there? So thank you for letting me know.
Yeah.
I wish you well and good luck. And keep us in mind if something changes.
Yeah, thank you, and I really appreciate it. Thank you very much for the opportunity. And I have that. I know that maybe another time we can find the same work again.
Okay, gotcha. How did that feel?
I don't know because I don't know how he can feel at the end. I know that it's just a job, but when you always in your life you were very professional. I never had this situation. You feel like okay, I were giving her the opportunity. I was missing that person and all the stuff. I am thinking. I have you're around my mind thinking about it, but it is what it is.
Well, and it's nice that he did say, "Don't worry, I'm going to hold the job. I won't give it to someone else." When you were trying to get enrolled in the course, And that was only 3 weeks ago. So a lot has happened in 3 weeks. And I think it's okay to say my situation has changed in the last 3 weeks. And I would really like to come to work for you, but I did not realize that I would have a 1-year commitment after my course ends in June. So if something changes, I hope we could talk again. I mean, if he offered you 2 months of work, would you want to do it?
Yeah, it sounds great.
But it seems like you have a lot on your plate. I'm
exactly,
not sure I should
exactly,
do that.
exactly. It sounds
Yeah.
great, but you
Yeah.
know, it's now, you know, I am living the reality. It's now how I think.
Okay.
It is really hard. You know why it's hard? Because there are too many chapters.
Yeah.
You know, you have to study every day 4 and 6 chapters.
Yeah.
So
it's a lot of
it
studying.
is, it's almost impossible to me because you know my situation. When
Right.
I try to, you know, I leave my book open and the baby's crying, take the baby because my husband is sleeping, he has to sleep. So, okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, every time I try that he doesn't make any noise, it's very hard. And then when he sleep 15 or half an hour, okay, another chapter. But it's not easy. It's not really easy.
It's not easy. And motherhood alone, and then on top of, you know, new industry, new career, classes, and then to compound it with you're in a new country.
Something new, and now
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
many stuff new in my life. You know, in case it's not me, how you told you, I know about business, I know about advertising,
have a
about marketing,
professional
but
background, yeah.
you know, medicine. Hello, is everything is new in my life.
Do you feel like you had to give yourself permission to not take this job?
If I have any, excuse me.
I guess I hear you sort of, because you're such a responsible and established professional and you're all trying to do so much, I wonder if as a mom and a professional, it's okay to say I can't do it all, and give yourself permission to say it's okay not to take this job because I have this larger goal I'm going after.
Yeah, I know.
You get that? Okay.
No, I know
Okay.
that it can. You know,
Yeah.
I am a stronger woman. And I did before in my country, you know, because when I was there, I was driving 2 hours from my house every day. So I was arriving to my house at 8 p.m. And then I have to cook, to prepare the dinner, helping the children to make the homework, about everything. It's just that here, I am prepaid about because my driver license.
Yeah.
So I have to study. Plus for take my driver license. So now I have like, okay, I have to take a time to look at the book, you know, I study a little bit, and then take my driver license.
Okay.
Because if I am driving,
Right.
I don't care. If I can drive, I can do everything. I need that.
Superwoman.
Yeah,
With a driver's license.
and I love
Okay.
it. I love it.
Yeah. So do you feel better about how are you feeling now about what you're going to say to Mr. Standen and sort of the decisions that you've made?
No, I feel, you know, comfortable.
Okay.
I don't know the time that I take the phone, but
Yeah.
now I feel comfortable because you told me the right, you know, word that I have to use. And that is awesome what you were thinking, what you were telling me, what you was telling me. Because, you know, if I tell him, okay, the last 2 weeks or blah, blah, you know, the things change.
Yeah.
So
Situations change.
yeah, exactly. So I wanna be, you know, honest with you. Honest and
Yeah.
professional
Yeah.
at the same time.
But you know what to do, so you're just looking for the words in English.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Would it help to write it out before you call him? You know, so you have a little script.
Exactly.
Because when you get nervous when you're on the phone or the words don't.
Yeah,
you might-
I think that yeah.
And can you write it in English and, you know,
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, that might help. I always sort of rehearse in front of the mirror or something. You know, different people have different strategies, but having what you want prepared. You could also send it to him afterwards in an email as well, just so that it's clear. And I'd be happy to proofread anything before you sent it, if that would be
Yeah.
helpful.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know what is more professional
I think
for you, by email or by phone. I don't know.
I think you had the instinct to make sure you made a personal connection. So I think that, I agree, is the right thing to do. My recommendation would be to follow up the conversation. We have his email, and just send everything you've said in the email in a thank you. And that way, in case he didn't understand everything or you didn't get it across, you can also send it, you talk to him in person, and then you can send the communication so that it's clear. I hope that in the future there might be an opportunity again.
I think so. I think that.
Okay.
I told you. You know how to do everything.
So if you'd like to send me an email, I'd be happy to edit that or just proofread it for you if you'd like. You have all the words, you know what to do. So, whatever.
I will try to write, the best that I can. Then,
Yeah.
if you want, I can send you. You can read and say,
Yeah.
I think that is fine.
Your writing is really good. I mean, we've communicated often by email. So, okay. All right. So that's kind of a lot of stuff to talk about. I think it would be nice to sort of. I'm going to turn the video off now because we've got, I think,